From 2014, World War I had begun in 1914. The SS Pfalz was attempting to leave Port Melbourne unaware of the declaration, so the guns of Point Nepean Fort at Port Phillip Heads fired across the bow and SS Pfalz was detained. Australia had fired the first shots of the war. Later that day, a German minelayer was intercepted and sunk off Thames Estuary. In Cleveland, Ohio, the first electric traffic light began work. Days have a beginning, middle, and an end. Sometimes they are majestic, sometimes mundane. In the year 25, the Han dynasty was restored when Wang Mang seized the throne. Might sound dirty, but he was a good, capable emperor who was a genius tactician. He didn't feel he had to kill the generals who served him. World War I was different. The generals were so bad that men died needlessly, lives spent on whims and fancies. It is painted as a religious war, but when Penda faced Oswald in 642, Mercia triumphed over Northumbria, and Christians probably fought on both sides of the battle at Maserfield, Wales. Wales was Welsh for a bit longer, and Oswald was taught a lesson: no one faces the Welsh unless they know how to sing the right tune and dance. In 910, Mercia and Wessex faced a Danish invasion. The Danes lost, and it became the last Danish invasion of England or Scotland. In 1305, William Wallace was captured by the English, soon to be executed. In 1583, the first English settlement was founded in America, now called Newfoundland and Labrador. In 1600, the bizarre case of Gowrie conspiracy occurred against Scottish King James VI, who would become James I of England in 1603. John Ruthven was Protestant and a possible heir to Elizabeth I. He appears to have lured James to Gowrie House with the intent of kidnapping James. Instead, James killed him and his brother Alexander and persecuted the two younger brothers and abolished forever the name Ruthven. Another explanation is that James owed John lots of money. The Gowrie conspiracy failed, and so, by 1620, the Mayflower sailed with pilgrims dreaming of religious tolerance. In 1735, a great moment for freedom of the press occurred when a New York weekly journalist was acquitted of sedition against the royal governor of New York on the grounds that what he had printed was true. The same might not occur in Australia today, with Section 18C not being removed by the government. In 1858, the first transatlantic cable was laid at great cost, but it only worked for less than a month. In 1861, the same day the U.S. Army stopped flogging, the U.S. government instituted a 3% income tax for civil war. In 1926, Harry Houdini performed his greatest feat, escaping from a secured water tank in 91 minutes. 1941, following the Battle of Smolensk, Germany captured 300,000 Soviet soldiers, some of whom would be used to run concentration camps. In 1944, the biggest breakout of all time occurred when 545 Japanese charged machine gun nest at Cowra. They would wander around the outback for a time before surrendering. Also in 1944, Polish insurgents liberated a labor camp, freeing 345 Jews, but Nazis began a week-long massacre of possibly 100,000 POWs at Wola. In 1962, Nelson Mandela was jailed when JFK was president and would not be released until George Bush was president in 1990. In 1970,